Alright, I generally don't do unboxing videos, but everyone likes opening up a new welder or other piece of machinery. I know you won't see it getting run tonight, but it's worth a try. It's worth showing you what comes in the package that you paid for anyway. Safest box opener I've ever found. Little Noga or knockoff deburring tool. Give you proper foam, reusable foam. I like this stuff. Rightio. Binzel torch. Apparently it's a fairly decent one compared with some of the ones out there. Trigger's alright. Alright, it's just a normal push fit shield. The shield looks the same as some of the ones on the cheaper torches, but at least that means you can buy them at your local Bunnings or Steel Supply or anywhere like that. Shouldn't be any issues there. Standard industry standard connector. Even our $12,000 Fronius MIG at work has one of them. So that's not bad. Leave that where it is. Oh, there it is. Oops. Nice long 16 amp, 13 amp power lead. 13 amp. Moisture coming out of somewhere. That's weird. Yeah. Did that come off me or the roof? Yeah. Doesn't appear to be on anything else. Yeah. Drum with something floating around in there. It's odd. I don't know where that water came from. There's one little drop coming out from under the handle. Alright, it's got a little quick connect gas pin. Yeah, it'll be decent. Of course, it is inverter, it's nice and light, very light. That's polarity selection, you can reverse polarity. Positive to table or work, negative to work. Work lead, pretty standard. Very standard, I should say. Good length of hose. Up to 20 bar. You only run low pressure and stuff. Here's the quick connect wire feed rollers. Just their setup components. We also get a regulator with it. I don't know. decent one or one of the really cheap ones that leak. Well, it's fully branded BOC and everything. I go into a bit of trouble with it. I always do a soapy water test on new regs. If they start leaking around all the gauges and things, you either send them back or try and, well, if it's just straight, I bought one straight from China and basically had no real refund option. So I just resealed one of the fittings and left it at that. But I also bought one locally and it was just pouring gas out of this hole here right from the start, so I'm just sending it straight back. Gas is way too expensive to be wasting like that. Bottle fitting, no, welder outlet fitting, sorry, reg outlet fitting. Yeah. Alrighty. That can all get set up. I'm going to have a bit of a tidy up in here before I set it up and start throwing sparks everywhere. There's a lot of combustible crap on the floor. So I won't do a run tonight, but let's still have a look at the machine. I'll move a couple of things around, then we'll have a look at the machine. A bit closer anyway. Alright, now you've seen the unboxing, we have the main unit. Obviously we've got bits and pieces and a half decent torch, the Binzel Abicore one, but the unit itself also seems to be pretty well made. I mean, it's middle of the road, it's not a $10,000 welding plant, but for under 800 bucks it's not too bad. It only takes a 5 kilo roll. I need to get some empty rolls from somebody. I mean, if anyone wants to send me some empty 5 kilo MIG spools in Australia, I'll gladly pay postage, because I've got a 15 kilo roll of Boss Welding mild steel, 0.9 mild steel wire to use up, and I can't put the roll in there directly, so I need some empty 5 kilo spools to just wind up on the lathe and reuse. But overall the whole thing looks pretty good. Die cast wire feed unit, a lot of them are plastic. I think even the Fronius at work is plastic, but it's a 4 roller one, this is only a 2. Again, sturdy enough, it's much sturdier than a lot of the cheap MIGs. Control panel's very simple. You've got 2 LED displays, voltage and probably current. You've got wire inch forward. If you're just loading the machine up, you can push that and it'll just force the wire roll to run, the wire feeder to run, and push the wire through your liner back to your gun. 2T, 4T. 2T is basically pull trigger and hold trigger while welding. 4T is pull and just tap trigger and it'll start, then tap it again to stop. It's good for long runs. And then you've got a variety of menus underneath, including I believe voltage, arc force, wire stick out, and just wire feed rate, which is synchronized to current. But I think you can also trim it from there as well, so it's quite customizable. Not as good as, say, the Fronius TPS 2700 Australian edition that I run at work, but that's a $12,000 welding package. I wouldn't even begin to warm that thing up doing what I do here. There's no point spending 10 grand on a welder or 12 grand on a welder. Even $1,000 on a welder like this is plenty for a hobby shop like this. So let's turn it on and see what happens. We've got a constantly on fan. It doesn't come on just when the thing is smoking hot and ready to overheat. It's always running. It can be a blessing or a burden. It could be a problem because it just acts as a vacuum cleaner, but I guess if you get in the habit of just turning it off, it won't be a problem. You just take the cover off, take the screws out, take the cover off, and just blow all the dust out periodically anyway. You're supposed to do that with them. You don't void your warranty by opening it up and maintaining it, and opening it up is something we'll do next. So you've got wire feed in meters per minute. You've got actual torch arc voltage, and when you turn it up, they are both synchronized. So basically that's your current control. Well, you control it by wire feed, not amps. Minimum is 2 meters per minute at 17.5 volts. That is, it looks like arc force, or possibly over voltage control, or bias, can't remember. The manual's not very descriptive, and the manual also has different names for all these things, so yeah. The manual's a little bit Chinesium, but it's not hard to understand. Again, inductance, I'm just going to look at what it does. And that's inductive feedback. It's probably how the welder tells how much to pulse it or how much to adjust the wire feed or the current flow. Because remember, it is an inverter, so it can adjust the current flow and the voltage through its semiconductors. It's not an iron core transformer that's just straight current. It's a smart welder, and I need to have a look inside and see how smart it is. I can already see some nice little indication LEDs glowing in there. So pretty straightforward. Doesn't look like there's much to set it up. There's like literally 3 settings and your main dial. You can't really go wrong. The main torch connector and polarity for different wire types. Negative workpiece, positive workpiece, or negative torch, positive torch, whichever way this works. I'm guessing this is the torch lead, so it could be negative torch, positive torch. That goes, yeah, that goes to there, I think. No, I don't know. I don't know how it's connected internally, but basically it's just bias, positive or negative to workpiece. Really simple. You soon find which one works and which one doesn't. Or do what I should have done to start with and read the freaking manual. Anyway, let's have a look inside it. Discharging caps. There we go. You love inverters. Nice big electrolytic capacitors. Alright, well she looks pretty good and pretty easy to clean. A little bit untidy. I mean, there's just a current transformer casually hanging in there, and there's no little there's a snap clip. It's on the back. I was going to say there's no clip on it, but it's right up the back end, so that's alright. Gas hose is good. Bit of stray heatsink compound on everything. What looks like two 25 amp bridge rectifiers going in. Looks like they've just paralleled them or something. It's odd. Not the tidiest PCB layout, not the best quality caps. It's definitely Chinese, but just the amount of conformal coating on the thing is good, because that's what stops these shorting out when they get full of just shop dust, metal dust. The big DC bus there. Caps. Probably DC. Can't really see what that is. I'm not going to try and pull the board out because it's just tied into everything. But either way, hefty. I'm not sure what that is, but I'm guessing that goes to the output. There's a giant donut of a toroid down there. Actually, no, that's an inductor. Two big pins there with that big copper bar. That's a big inductor. That thing's huge. It's about 3 inch. It's a big 3 inch donut ferrite. There's a current reactor by the looks of it. That's probably to do with the inductive feedback. Not half bad. Little ST microcontroller there. Little guy up. Yeah, that little guy there's a ST microcontroller. Yeah. Show who these. Oh, Fairchild. Yeah, Fairchild Semiconductor made the looks like main IGBTs. On the inverter side there's 1, 2, 3, 4. Down here is more diode. No, they're all diodes. They're all IGBT. So there's 4 IGBTs and 2, 4, 6, 8, 10 diodes. I wish I could pull this out without really ripping the thing apart, but that's sort of when I do void my warranty. They don't scorn you for opening it up and keeping it clean, but I'm sure if I completely gutted it and messed something up, they might get a bit upset. Well, if I send it back in the box pretending I never opened it. Anyway, it's okay. I'll call it alright. It's well potted. Everything's covered in conformal coating. Even if it does end up full of shop dust, I can't see it being a major short circuit hazard anyway. So, yeah.